I took this back in at Target, which is interesting because Target is exactly the same symbol as the symbol that you see in Sandy Hook. It's just an ancient symbol. It has many meanings. It's got Saturn in there. It's got the seasons. It's got all kinds of elemental things. But I'd been watching this in this game, Halo 4. Now you're talking Halo. You're talking Halo, which is referring to heaven, but those halos are referring to the rings of Saturn, and 4 is representing the square or the cube. So you've got Halo 4, right? And it says underneath, an ancient evil awakes. The date is over here on the bottom. So we see over here, here's the date, 333, then you got your 369 here. Ancient evil awakens. It was creepy enough anyway. Why this was over in the food section, I have no clue. But I watched it and I watched it for days and days and days. And then here's the date, 1106. Obama wins the 2012 election. So whatever, think whatever you want. I'm not going to go in that direction where people are talking about the AC, the Antichrist, and all that stuff. I'm just telling you, this was very weird that this was hanging up that long. Telling you that on this date, this would happen. And then this happens, right? So when I was at Target today, remember I told you about the system that we're in with the gears and all that stuff? And here's a new sign they got. It says, in with the new. Okay? Get your year in gear. So there's that reference to the machinery. In with the new. See, it's always... Yeah. So this is this is one of the most telling things that I've done on here. It's just too bizarre. That was up for like 2 weeks. And every time I walked by it, I wanted to laugh. XP. Come on, guys. This is some funny shit here. But you think about it, in your own mind. We're living in some weird times. Just try and get yourself right with Jesus and the Creator. Because, the guy that's ruling this place is the guy that they're talking about. God is not the same one that most people think it is. Best known as in the most Kabbalistic story I've ever seen was Star Wars, where Darth Vader told Luke, "I'm your father." So you got a big 6'6" dude dressed in Saturnalian black with a Nazi helmet speaking through a Masonic triangle, telling you he's your father. You're going to have to make a choice on whether that's true or not. I know that that being, not Darth Vader, but the one that he represents, is the God of this world. And the God of this world has rules and regulations. And the Creator's above him. But this guy there is God. That's where the Christian makes the mistake, because that's the one they're talking about mostly in the Bible. Those are his laws. Man's law is called justice. God's laws are called fascism, because Saturn is the god of fascism. It's do or die. There's no in between. That's what the Ten Commandments are. The God of the Bible, of the Old Testament, is Satan. Sorry, it's true. He's the lawgiver. He doesn't have charity and love and peace. He's the lawgiver. That's it. You do it or you pay the penalty. If you won't live by the law, you'll die by the law. That's not the Creator. Jesus is the Son of the Creator. That's why he came into the system. But see, what's happening here, in my opinion, is that the men that understand that fact, they understand that the God of this planet is a very jealous God. And the 7 deadly sins, the one that he hates the most, is vanity. He hates that because he's the God of flesh. He's the dude that wants to be the guy of flesh. The Bible said don't mess with him, don't travel with him, because you're no match for him. And that's a fact. That's a fact. There ain't a man walking that can defeat him, i.e. her, in any way, shape, or form. The bottom line is that's the God of this planet. That's who they're talking about in the Bible. The Christian has no idea that the God that they're worshiping is actually Satan. Okay? The Creator is not Satan. The Creator is outside of that. Jesus Christ is the Son of the Creator. The guy that runs the jail cell that you're in right now is Satan. His laws are absolute. And they're absolute here. And when you piss him off, he does things. And see, there appears to be rules to this game that the Creator holds back until mankind gets so out of whack that he says, okay, they wanted it, give it to them. And so what happens is there's people that know how the game is played, in my opinion, that are leading mankind down the path to be destroyed by the God of this world. Okay, because the best defense you got is just do the right things and you don't have to worry about it. But the problem is mankind, through American Idol and the X Factor and all of this, and in those days men will be lovers of themselves. I just told you, the guy that runs the show here, he loves himself too. And he don't like competition, and he won't stand for it. And so this vanity about I'm dancing, I'm all that, look at me, love me. He can't, he loves when the mighty fall. And so people are being led down the primrose path to destruction. And he's going to destroy. And then the guys that led everybody down the primrose path, this is almost like a recreation of the Garden of Eden, that led us all to be destroyed by our own stupidity. They're going to stand there and they're going to say, hey, look at us. We've been the ones that have been, doing everything to do this and that. We want to be close to you. And he's going to tell them, beat it. I don't know you either. And then they're going to get it. We're inviting pain on ourselves. Okay? As long as we do the right thing, and that's too late now. If we would have done the right thing, the hands would have been tied. But now, because mankind has done the wrong things and has been tempted to go down the wrong path, the guy that runs this show or the woman that runs this show is going to come in and clean house. And it's all our fault. It has nothing to do with blaming Satan or anybody else. We did this to ourselves. Okay? This evil, ancient evil didn't have to awaken. It was awakened because we woke it up. So blame yourself. When Darth Vader told Luke, I am your father, he wasn't lying in the sense that he's the God of this world. Okay? That's the fact. There's a reason why they had a big guy dressed in Saturnalian black with a Nazi helmet and the Masonic triangle. Because that's who runs this place. And that dude has laws and rules. And I'm not telling you that you have to be a Satan worshiper. I'm telling you that's the God of the Bible. The Creator is above that. Genesis 1:1. Okay? You go God and then you go Lord God. See? They're two different. You have lords and then you have kings. You have God and then you have Lord God. So the Creator, who I'm calling God, I'm calling the Creator, is not the Creator of all. He's the guy that runs this. And so this is where many people get lost. And when it finally comes out, when they finally dawns on them, the jaw's going to hit the ground. Because it doesn't matter if you're a Satan worshiper or if you're a Christian. Unless you're worshiping Jesus Christ, if you just say, well, I believe in God, then you're worshiping the same guy. Do you really think that you're going to be given an option to go another way with it without studying? You have to find out. It's called dividing the word, knowing who's talking. The Lord God is Satan. God is the Creator. But they use the Lord God over and over and over because it's the Lord God. It's Satan that's talking. He's the guy that runs the show. It's his show, and he hates vanity. And the world has become lovers of themselves. And of the 7 deadly sins, that's the worst. Because like I said, he loves when the mighty fall. And you ain't gonna outsmart him, and you ain't gonna out-trick him. It just ain't gonna happen. So you can bet that this sign was up for a reason. I took a picture of it because it was important. Understand the times that we live in. Try and get right with the Creator. Try and do things right. If we would, if we would have not done the wrong thing, we would have been okay. This is only coming about not because of some fucking Mayan prophecy. It's because we did this to ourselves. We allowed these men into tricking us into doing the wrong thing. Maury Povich, Jerry Springer, the corrupt politicians. They know they're leading you down the path to destruction. That's why they're doing it. So that they can start over and say, look, we stood by you, you stand by it. It ain't going to work that way. Just go watch Batman. What did the Joker, the Jester, what did he always do to his own guys? He knocks them off. That guy don't play favorites. He don't. That's a fact. So sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings, but that's the fact of the matter. The Lord God is Satan, and he's the guy that runs the show. God, if you want to call him that, God, is the creator. But most people just call the guy running the show here God, and so that's Satan. The guy's got a job to do. He's kind of like Slugsworth, kind of, in Willy Wonka. You know, he can't do anything without Willy Wonka's permission. But, you know, if you take the bait, you know, when they tell you got free will, let me tell you something about free will. Free will's only free until you have to pay the bill. Free will just gives you the opportunity to go do the wrong things or the right things. That's free will. But at the end of the day, the waiter's still going to come around with a check. Now, maybe you'll get money back from your purchase, or maybe you'll wind up owing us. And when I say us, I mean the reigning powers that be. Like I said, I'm coming down to the wire. This is probably going to be either my last video or tomorrow morning. Tomorrow at some point will be my last video. Because I have a lawsuit that was settled and I'm going to be moving on with my life. So that's that.